back to That Dad Guy. It is April the 14th, 2023, and I'm back. In case you didn't notice, I wasn't around for a couple days. Well, I wasn't. So last weekend, I put out 4 videos over Easter, and then from Monday through Thursday, I didn't put out any videos. I barely even went on social media. If people messaged, I messaged them back, but I wasn't spending much time on there. I had to take some things that were on the back burner and move them to the front and get those things done. Tax season is here, and so I have to start working on my tax situation and get my family stuff all taken care of. Also had to do some stuff for my parents, which meant dealing with the government, which is always a difficulty. So I've been doing that. I'm trying to get a car fixed up, so when my daughter comes home from university, she may have something to get her to and from work, and maybe for my son to drive as well, because we've been doing driving lessons, and he's getting ready to take his license as well, or the test to get his license. Those things have all been on the forefront this week, along with some other things as well. Even got to read a manuscript for a friend of my sister's. So I did that yesterday, and loved the book, loved the story, and maybe when it gets turned into a book, if I get her permission, maybe I'll talk a bit about that. It is an amazing story. So yeah, now it's Friday. Spring has finally come to my area of the world. The snow is gone from my yard. I don't have any left. There is a little bit, if you look, where can we look? Over there. There's a little bit on the lawn there. Anywhere that the snowblower had blown the snow into a big pile, there might be a little remnant left. But generally, we've got grass again. It's not nice and green yet. I don't have tulips up, but I do have neighbors that have their crocuses up. So that's a good sign that spring is here. And yeah, just enjoying the day. Today it's about 16 degrees. It's a nice day. I've got a bunch of postcards that I probably have to show you. That may be why you're tuning in. It is Friday. We're gonna check the mailbox here and see what has come. Oh, and I do have a stack of mail in here. So, with the mail in hand, we're gonna go inside with whatever else I've collected from my P.O. box as well, and show you what came in this week. Well, I'm in out of the heat, or back into the heat. Actually, I have my heat pump still running here. I'm gonna have to turn it off. It's, like I said, about 16 degrees outside. My heat pump is blowing at 22 inside. I really don't need that. Also, I've been trying to lose a little weight. So for the last 2 weeks, every day I've added in a little exercise regimen into my day. So if you see sweat, it's either from just finishing the workout or from the temperature that's in this house that needs to be regulated. Anyways, let's get to all this that's showing up. I have a great deal of mail that came in. Very pleased. I was actually quite surprised because at first I didn't really get anything this week, and it was a short week. There was no mail on service on Monday, so I knew it would be a little smaller this week with only 4 days mail, but still surprised with what came in. And we have 5 official ones that came from postcrossing, so we're going to start with those ones. This one here comes from China, and it comes from Zangbobin is what it looks like. I hope I pronounced that correctly, but a beautiful alleyway with the lanterns. I can just imagine walking down through this alleyway to turn the corner to see what is next, all the little shops that are there, people's houses. Yeah, beautiful. And on this side, look at the stamps. Gorgeous, gorgeous stamps. So very pleased with that. Thank you so much. I have another card that comes from China, and it's this one here. It's a food card. I'm sure there's lots of things here I've never tried, but one day maybe we'll get a chance to try them. And maybe I need to hit Google Translate too to see exactly what some of these things are. This card comes from Sean, and he lives in the region of where the giant pandas are and hot cuisines. And here are the stamps that Sean chose. Great stamps, thank you, thank you. And then this card, Star Wars. This is a Return of the Jedi card where Darth Vader brings Luke to present him to the Emperor on the Death Star. And then on the back, we have this stamp, and you can see how it was beautifully decorated with washi and stickers. And this is Now from Tokyo, Japan. They said the weather in April is comfortable. He loves this season, and hope you love the postcard. I do love the postcard. And we have spring here, so I love this season too. I prefer summer and fall because spring can get a little wet, as next week I think we're getting some rain, and after all that snow melts, the ground is saturated, but it does feel nice when the temperatures rise again. We're in the teens right now for plus, and yeah, you're starting to see flowers and growth. It's a really nice time of year. And speaking of flowers and growth, we have this card. This one comes from France. This comes from Melanie. She's 29 years old. She lives in the northern France. She loves animals and flowers and nature. And then on the back, she's decorated with a nice French sticker with the Eiffel Tower. And then we have this, looks like a kind of a prepaid sticker stamp. So not like a real postage stamp, but currency there that they can scan. So there we go. Thank you, Melanie, for that. My last official card comes from the United States, and it comes from Indiana, the Hoosier state. Nice lighthouse there. And what's special about this card too, he says that they're from a small town where every day is Christmas. Hoping to visit Canada this fall. So I'm curious where, if you're ever watching this channel, if you see this, let me know where in Canada you're looking to go. This is from Lacey. And where in Indiana she's from? Santa Claus, Indiana. That's why it's Christmas all the time. Very cool. Love that. So thank you, Lacey. The next thing that I have is an Easter card. This one comes from Helen in Prince Edward Island. You guys probably remember Helen. She's got their bunny there and the Easter eggs going. She was hoping it was going to get here in time for Easter weekend, but it arrived just after. We got it on Tuesday. So thank you, Helen, for that. There's the stamp that she chose. The next one comes from Jessica. We have a lifeguard stand. And she says, I hope this card gives you summer vibes and reminds you of the warmer weather ahead. Wishing you and your family a happy spring and joyful Easter. So yeah, we've got the spring vibes going, and summer is coming up. So looking forward to that. Beach days, warm weather, hiking, doing all the fun things that come in the summer. Most importantly though is having both my kids at home. So getting to be together as a family again is going to be very important. This next card comes from Terry in Ontario. She had a family trip. Speaking of family, she went down to Niagara Falls. So we have some of the falls there. You can see Horseshoe Falls in the word there. And on the back, there's the stamp. Thank you, Terry. And then we have this one here. It looks more like an Indian card, but this comes from Aaron in Colorado in the United States. Different shape, or like that. It's a wider, longer shape. Nice elephant, very festive and floral. On this side, we've got some sunflowers, a nice washi tape on it too. And there are the stamps that Aaron chose. So thank you so much, and get well soon. She wrote a little message on the back too. So I'm hoping she'll be back on her feet and ready to do what she likes to do. All right, I have a envelope here. You can see there's the forever stamp on it. This one comes from Lila in Maryland. And she sent this greeting card. And inside, she sent me a bunch of Canadian stamps to help pay for postage when I'm doing post-crossing and sending out friend mail. She bought a box of stationery that had a whole bunch of things in it. And in it were Canadian stamps. And in the United States, I guess, well, you can't use Canadian stamps to mail anything. So she could have sold them or given them to someone else, but I appreciate that she sent them to me, and it will make a difference. It's very expensive as post-crossers, as you know, to if you've got cards or you make your own cards, you still have to pay for the postage, so that gets expensive. So thank you so much for thinking about me. All right, this next card comes from Media in Finland. She went to the Aviation Museum, and so she got this postcard there. And look at the stamps. Very nice Easter stamp from Finland. That one she sent. She also sent this envelope. At first, I looked at this as a gentleman or little boy or little girl sitting fishing Probably comes from a cartoon, but it reminds me of He-Man Masters of the Universe. I don't know if you've ever watched that cartoon as a child, but there was a character called Orko who was a little wizard. He looked like this. So anyways, that's a side note. That's what I saw. It was like, what? And then I had to look at it again. So we have this 1,000 Shen postcard that she sent. This nice lizard and the dragonfly. She tells about some of her adventures. And then she also sent this card from Lapland, Finland. Can you see the articulation? It's a 3D card. Always fun to get these cards. So thank you, Media, for that. Thank you for your adventures and always sharing where you're going. Kind of taking me along for the ride when you do, so I appreciate that. All right, this next card comes from Jilly B, Living Her Life Her Way. That's what she's known on YouTube. And this one is very special to me. So this is the first stamp that has the king's image rather than the queen's image in profile on it. So she's made it into a maxi card. She's put it there. It being the rose stamp is also important to me, as the rose in England go synonymously together. On the back, she sent another one of the floral stamps. So I want to thank Jilly for this. This is the first time that I've had a King Charles stamp. I have had a postcard that has mentioned King Charles in it before. So we've had one of those, but this is the first stamp, so this is going to have a special place. I know there are another new stamps that have just come out that are just his profile in them now, large and small versions of that. I guess the new Matrons, I guess they may be called. So those are still yet to come, but I have seen them that they are out. So thank you, Jilly, for that. Thank you for thinking of me and sending that card on. This next card comes from Ross. He was on a family vacation in Italy. Ross lives here in Canada, and so he got a chance to go up to Pisa to see the Leaning Tower. Or we can straighten it up there. There we go. It's not leaning anymore. That's all they had to do was just straighten it a little bit. And then the nice stamp that we've talked about before. You can see sent them. And once again, wasn't canceled, so made it all the way from Italy. Didn't get canceled. Thank you, Ross. And then we have this card that came from Michelle in England. And so she's made this card. Very pretty, very spring-like. And then on the back we have the centenary of the Flying Scotsman stamp that came out. Thank you, Michelle, for the nice spring card. She wasn't done. She also sent this envelope. You get a chance to see all those stamps. They definitely canceled them all. Some heavy cancellations in them, but you can still see them. Better than a pen cross out. And inside, Michelle sent a few things. So she made this giant card. And green being the theme here. So we had a thing about doing a St. Patrick's theme. So she's gone with the green theme. And she's decorated all nicely there. And in that, she also included some things that she created. All things bright and beautiful. So these are zines. You may have seen other people create them. It is not a talent that I have tried to do, but I marvel in those that do them. Very cool. And this is a single piece of paper. It's all done up. You can see they're all on one sheet. And then the special way that you fold it lets you see the whole zine. And she created this one as well about flowers. As we think of spring flowers. So all those of you who are creative out there, maybe you've already done it because you're super creative and you've already tried this. I know Jilly did one and did a video about doing it. How about this? The beauty of floral stamps. So images of floral stamps from around the world. For those of you that enjoy postage stamps. And even some Canadian stamps made it in. And we have some bookmarks. So these would have been handy with the manuscript that I just read. But I read it so quickly, I really did need a bookmark because I just went through it and had a lovely read. And then she sent a couple more postage stamps. So thank you so much for all that creativity that you're sharing, Michelle. I really appreciate it. I appreciate the friendship and sending these things on and connections. On times when you've been busy, you even make time to send some stuff, so I appreciate that. I appreciate all of you who have sent something this week. For those of you that have subscribed, and those of you who haven't, that have turned in to watch, please go ahead, subscribe, leave me a comment, like, put the notification bell on, let me know you're watching, and yeah, tomorrow is That Dad Guy Answers. So if last Saturday's video you haven't had a chance yet to leave me a question, go ahead and do that so tomorrow I can answer it. I have been getting some postcards in for question number 3. If you don't know what I'm talking about with question number 3 is, you're gonna have to tune in on Saturdays and see exactly what we're talking about. So that's all I got, I think. It's good to be back again. It's nice to refresh and rebalance. I do it every once in a while. Sometimes I'm creating videos every day, and then sometimes I just need to rebalance and focus on some of the other things that are on my plate to do. So that's what I did this week. We will see next week whether or not we pepper in a few more videos. I still have some tax stuff that I have to get done, so that's still out there, and there's still some other chores that are left to do, including the end of the month, my daughter is done university, so I've got a little trip that I got to go up to Montreal to get her, to move her into her new apartment and then bring her home for the summer. So that will be fun and exciting, and maybe a video will get done on that too. And if any of you at Concordia University are watching, good luck on your exams, because I know school week is done this week, and you guys have the last push. Get your exams, your finals, all your papers written, so you can go and enjoy your summer, wherever that may be. All right, you guys, have a magical week. What, Polo? You say like, subscribe, share, and tell all your friends.
Who's a good boy? Who's a good boy?
Bye.